It's been a while since I've done one of these. Kind of fell off from a lot of things. Stopped going to school, stopped working, alienated myself from friends, or who I thought were friends. Some issues. We all have issues. Some of us go about things a little differently. I guess I'm on a mission to try to find myself, have a little bit better understanding of life and humanity and direction of things. In my last episode, I said I'd do something about sociology. Well, I guess what it is I'm about to cover here has a little bit to do with sociology. But before I get into that, as with any YouTuber, the norm is to ask you to subscribe, like, leave commentary, and even share. If you think that what it is that I'm saying has some kind of value to it, share it. Definitely share it. Spread the word. Definitely. So, it is 10:05. I've pretty much been working on this thing all day. I did a rough draft. It's just insane. Absolutely insane. And here I have the final copy. My final copy. Man. Yeah, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Only 5 pages. 5 is supposed to be a number that represents that your guardian angel is looking out over you. So if you ever see an abundance of the number 5, it's a sign that somebody's looking out over you. Definitely. It's real. So, let me start this. So this is essentially a letter. I'm going to do an electronic copy, and I'm going to disperse those out to notable, influential figures in the country and worldwide. But this is a written copy that I'm going to send out to universities throughout all the nation and certain notable figures within universities that will ensure that this message gets to who it should get to. So I'm just going to start from the top here, and we're going to just read it until the end. Okay, so here we go. So, it says here, to whom this may concern, greetings and salutations. With this letter I send love and respect, so may it reach you well and find you in good spirits. First and foremost, please forgive me for all I statements made throughout this correspondence. Essentially, I'm writing this for humanity in hopes of bringing awareness to the hyper-connected or the always-on environment created through tech devices and social media. Teens and young adults have been at the forefront of rapid adoption of the mobile connectivity, internet, and the always-on lifestyle. I see it as a cancer towards humanity that is robbing certain qualities from life that permit people to disconnect themselves from what we once knew as the real world. Now, I'm not against change, freedom of information, or the right to express oneself. Thank you, YouTube. Or even entertainment. But I am concerned about our collective psychology and the potential for negative effects of social media in teens and young adults. But the same is true as risks are concerned for adults across generations. I see this. Sorry, I got a little distracted here. I see this as a serious matter and hope that you'll continue to read as I express opinions, concerns, and facts that support this declaration. Without further delay, let me get into a rundown of how this subject is damaging against humanity. Page 1. Pretty much everywhere I go, I see the same thing. People glued to their cell phones. There are people walking down sidewalks, crossing intersections, driving down streets or on interstates, while paying more attention to their cellular device than their immediate surroundings, hence giving further example of the disconnect being shown in society. What is it that is captivating the attention of millions upon billions of people worldwide? It's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest, etc. What is it about the aforementioned they were consistently tending to that makes us so disconnected? Addiction. Experts have not been in total agreement on whether internet addiction, let alone social media, but there is undisputable evidence that the addiction is real. I mean, from my own personal experience, as a recovering addict, I'm fully aware of the dopamine euphoria that you get from doing literal drugs. If we have something that is scientifically engineered to induce dopamine release, for example, likes or reactions, we keep pursuing that euphoria. And we keep pursuing that euphoria. You know, and it's like, so we have something that's developed to induce the euphoria, and we keep pursuing that euphoria. That's pretty much essentially addiction. After saying that, it's beyond plausible to say that Facebook addiction disorder exists. If there's a Facebook addiction, why wouldn't one exist for Instagram, Snapchat, or the rest of them? This is where it gets kind of weird. Because addiction criteria, such as neglect of personal life, mental preoccupation, escapism, mood modifying experiences, tolerance, and concealing the addictive behavior, appear to be present in some who use social networking excessively. They also find that motivation for people's excessive use differs depending on certain traits. Introverts and extroverts use it for different reasons, as do people with narcissistic traits. But that deserves a piece of its own. Despite the opinion that social media is positive, I definitely believe that pure face-to-face human interaction is a necessity to prevent generational degeneration. If we don't take control of ourselves by disengaging from social media, we'll continue down the path of duck-face selfies. I just love that. That was funny as heck. Sorry, I gotta laugh about that. Okay, duck-face selfies, Facebook depression, cyberbullying, jealousy, comparison factor, and mindlessly scrolling through our social media feeds when we have a few minutes to spare, or for some, hours. The more we use social media, the less happy we seem to be. It destroys personal relationships. What happened to simply turning to the person you're sitting next to and telling them to their face that you love them? Let's stop the overwhelming use of social media so to prevent social isolation. It's a real thing. Not surprisingly, the more we inadvertently socially isolate, we are bound to perceive ourselves as socially isolated. It's a fact. And perceived social isolation as one of the worst things for us, mentally and physically. Sitting in front of a computer using a cell phone or a tablet or iPad for hours is changing the social fabric that has been established by human beings generations prior. How do we combat a situation? How do we combat this situation and bring humans back to humanity? I'm suggesting, this is what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting something called the Humanity Challenge. I'll get into detail here in a second on what that is. With this challenge, I don't expect all of society to abandon the use of cell phones completely, but only where we abstain from social media. As with any addiction, no matter what, people will undergo a withdrawal. So we go through withdrawals, undergo a withdrawal. During any withdrawal, people will experience measurable psychological effects. Anyone that is overly dependent on digital devices should expect feelings of anxiety. You know that feeling that you experience when you think you've left your phone somewhere, you lost your phone? Yeah, expect something like that. So I suggest you take it easy, just relax a little bit. Inform your friends, family, loved ones that you've accepted the Humanity Challenge. Explain what you're doing and why you're doing it. Don't just ghost on people. Communicate by conventional methods. Lead by example. You won't find me on Facebook. Anyways, I hope that I've made an amount of sense on this. Challenge yourself. Be kind to one another. Treat those the way you wish you'd be treated. And always, always be compassionate. Weird. Did I actually read all of this? I think I did. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Yeah, I read all this. So there we go. Sociology. Get on to sociology here real quick before I end this video. It's been 13 minutes long. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to try to do a 15-minute quota here. Sociology. Who you hang out with, who you hung out with in school, that it all has it all plays a factor on who you become later in life. The factors of the influence that your parents had on you, or the influence that your parents didn't have. Your friends, your social network. All this stuff is influential. And as influential as it is, it has an effect on you no matter what, whether you know it or not. You conform from who you think you are to who you think you want to be, because other people are that way. So you want to fit in. Someone's committing a crime, well, you know what? You may or may not have the willpower to sit there and be like, I'm going to overcome it and just push you away. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want that in my life. Eventually you may succumb to it. It's going to happen eventually. If you hang out around those people, you hang out around that environment, you're going to succumb to sociological factors that are influenced by them. Can't help it. It's inevitable. So, if you are aware of I went past 15 minutes. Whatevs. if you go past, sorry, I'm just distracted here. If you can get past certain laws of attraction, and you can alter and form those laws of attraction, then you can control sociological factors. You can control everything. I suggest reading The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Read something like that. Read a book. Go to the library. Walk in the park. Meet someone organically. Just be good. Don't permit yourself to become a degenerate due to what what dopamine release is scientifically engineered on Facebook, or or what may be popular, and become a victim to. Just be yourself, but remain in touch with humanity. Keep the human in humanity. Well, that's it. Short video. I know it's been a while. Don't know if I'll do another one again, but whatever. So, peace be with you. Godspeed. Whole 9 yards. And may the fourth be with you.